Here is one fact about every Hoenn Pokémon, excluding regional variants and alternate forms. They'll have their own video. Trico has the lowest defense of all starters, with only base 35 defense. Grovyle shares a lot of aspects with Trico's beta design, such as the belly pattern and leaf blades on the arms. In 2021, a spider species was named after Sceptile, the Anyphaena Sceptile. There's a mystery dungeon manga starring a human turned Torchic. The name of the manga being Genji's Rescue Team. Combusken's Shiny was changed in Sword and Shield to look better. Blaziken was in a controversy prior to the release of Pokken Tournament, where a Karen mistook the feathers between their legs for a, well, guess. So I heard you like Mudkips is one of the oldest Pokemon memes, originating from a DeviantArt Mudkip fan club from 2005. Marshtomp has a card where they know Slash, a move they've never had. Swampert has the highest base stat total of any Final Form starter at 535. On the other hand, Poochyena has the lowest BST of all dark types at 220. Female Mightyena were originally going to have more fur on their backs. Zigzagoon's name came first, with the design being based on the name. Linoone has a signature item in Mystery Dungeon, the Mix Elixir. The reason for this is due to a pun lost in translation, as Mix Elixir and Linoone's name are similar in Japanese. In Oras, your first encounter will always be a Wurmple after 3 steps. The Advanced Handbook incorrectly says Silcoon's evolution is time-based. In X and Y, Beautyfly got a base stat increase of 10 while Dustox didn't. Cascoon shares the Cocoon category with Metapod, Kakuna, and Silcoon. You can get a Poison Dustox if you evolve them from a Poison Cascoon. Lotad's line are the only Raindishmon without it being a hidden ability. The Lombre line are also the only water types in the Grass Egg group. Ludicolo's official art shows the female variant. Seedot ties Sunkern for the lowest special stats and speed of all grass types. The term Nuzlocke came from a Nuzleaf resembling John Locke. According to Scarlet and Violet, Shiftry were once bird Pokemon. Tailo and Wingull's stats are the same, but with attack and special attack swapped. The Thunder armor in the anime may be based on Swallow's Guts ability. Wingull's Japanese name, Kamome, is literally just seagull in Japanese. In Sword and Shield, a delivery company branded itself after Pelipper, Pelipper Couriers, and Leon actually sponsors this company. Wally can KO the Rolts he finds in Gen 3 if Zigzagoon has the right stats. The Rolts can also be shiny, and both can happen at the same time. Curlia's line are the only Mon in the amorphous and human-like egg groups. The E3 2013 X and Y trailer shows Gardevoir using Fairy Wind, despite Gardevoir never being able to learn that move. Bonus fact, in February, Pokemon released a life-sized Gardevoir plush. This is how Surskit sounds in the Japanese dub of the anime. Masquerain got the biggest stat buff in Gen 7 with a 40 base stat increase. In Gen 4, Shroomish has False Swipe as an egg move, but can't learn the TM. And Breloom can get Toxic in BDSP with their move reminder, but not the TM. Slakoth goes from lazy to motivated to realizing effort wasn't worth it. Vigoroth couldn't go to the Dream World thanks to their Vital Spirit. A lot of Slacking's TCG cards show off their laziness through their mechanics, like not being able to attack twice in a row or needing conditions to attack. There's a weird glitch regarding transferring Nincada to certain games. A Nincada Cotton BDSP can only be sent to BDSP, and those from Sword and Shield, Bank, or Go can only go to Sword and Shield. Ninjask has the highest speed of all non-legendary Pokemon. Shedinja can learn Swords Dance through a glitch in Gens 3 and 4. Whismer was designed by Takao Uno, who also designed Lyra. Loudred's voice actor in the Mystery Dungeon anime is Mark Thompson, who also voiced the Unova Pokedex and James's dad in the DP anime. Xpa learns the most sound-based moves with 11 in total. Oddly, Makuhita has a lower catch rate than Hariyama, and Hariyama's base stat total is exactly twice that of Makuhita's. Prior to X and Y, female Azuro had a 1 in 3 chance to evolve into a male, due to how personality values worked in tandem with gender ratios. Bonus fact, Azuro has the lowest base stat total of all baby Pokemon. In BDSP, Nosepass wasn't a Thunderstone evolution like Magneton. The reason the Fluffy Tail looks like Skitty's tail is because it is Skitty's tail. The Fluffy Tail is an Echo's tail tail in Japanese, Skitty's Japanese name. Kiki the Delcatty is the first Pokedex holder Pokemon to use their ability. Sableye shares their category of the Darkness Pokemon with Murkrow. Early versions of Ruby misspelled Mawau's name to have an H. Aron's Japanese name, Kokodora, means small mining tunnel and dragon. Lairon was one of the Pokemon in the obscure trading figure game. Brendan has an Aggron in the opening of Jirachi Wishmaker. May also had an Aggron in Pokemon Generations. Whoops. Like Ludicolo, Meditite's official art is also that of the female variant. In TCG Pocket, Medicham first appeared in Lucario's special art card. Electrike's Japanese name, Rakurai, literally just means lightning strike. In Explorers of Sky, a Manectric tribe replaces Luxray from Time and Darkness. This is likely due to Shinx becoming a playable character in Explorers of Sky. There's a pair of Plusle and Minun cards that show some funny art. A happy trainer with a Plusle, and a depressed trainer with a crying Minun. Minun debuted in episode 312 of the anime, which is Minun's dex number. Volbeat and Illumise are the only bug types in the human-like egg group. Illumise's name is the same in Spanish, German, and Italian. Roselia is the only poison type in the fairy egg group. In Gens 3 and 4, Gulpin has a 5% chance to hold a big pearl, but this would be changed to an oranberry and occasionally a citrus berry. The favorite Pokemon of Satoshi Yamamoto, manga illustrator, is Swalot. He's even depicted himself as a Swalot in comment boxes. Carvanha ties Feebas and Wishiwashi for the lowest water type defense. A gift Sharpedo holding Sharpedoite was given out during the 2015 Worlds. In Oras, if you evolve a Wailmer you're surfing on, the game will crash. The disparity between Wailer's height and weight has been highly debated, so much so it was the topic for a paper for the University of Leicester. Numo's Japanese name, Donmel, means dull, slow, or stupid camel. Camerupt is the only non-rock type with the ability Solid Rock. Torkoal has been depicted as a fighting type in the TCG twice. Pop Series 1 and Ash's Torkoal, the latter being a Japan exclusive. Spoink likely comes from the phrase pearls before swines. Grumpig shares the category of manipulate Pokemon with Gothorita. Spinda's animation for Toxic in Battle Revolution is different from most. Usually, it's two orbs spinning around, but for Spinda, they spin erratically. Trapinch has a hidden ability while their evolutions don't. The Vibrava line are the only dragon types in the bug egg group. Flygon was almost given a mega evolution in X and Y, but the idea was scrapped after the designers got artist block. The Cacnea line are the only grass types in the human-like egg group. Cacturn hasn't appeared in the anime since Ruby and Sapphire. The only Swablu event is a false swipe Swablu from Pokemon Box. In Gen 3, Winona's Altaria knows Dragon Dance 7 levels early. In Gen 3, Zangoose' sprite had purple claws. Seviper is the only non-legendary poison type with no evolutions, at least when you discount Quillfish, who technically has an evolution now. Lunatone makes it objectively easier to complete the Pokedex in Sapphire. In Gen 3, there's 2 Moonstone evolutions but only 1 Moonstone. But while Lunatone can potentially hold a Moonstone, Martin Solrock is one of the most hated NPCs in all of Pokemon. The Barboach line are the only water ground types not in Water 1. A banned Whiscash episode led to Earthquake being banned in the anime. Corfish says, "Hey, hey!" in spin-offs like Mystery Dungeon and Pokepark. Crawdon is the only Pokemon with a catch rate of 155. Baltoy has the same attack stat as Toedscool. Meanwhile, Claydol has the same special defense as Toedscruel. Before Gen 8, Dreamworld was the only way to get hidden ability Lily. Cradilly has scrapped gender differences from Gen 4. The Anorith line are the only Swift Swim Pokemon who are weak to water. In Oras, Armaldo learns Slash at level 25 and level 34. If you fully raise Feebas' beauty in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, the game will remember, even in games that don't have contest stats. In the Japanese version of Platinum, there's a glitch with Shiny Milotic, where the female's antennae becomes blue instead of red. In Gen 4, Castform can softlock online battles through Acid Rain. In Red and Blue Rescue Team, Kecleon has a 0.1% recruitment rate. Even then, you have to be level 90 or above love and have the friend bow. In Gens 5 and 6, Shuppet learns Gunk Shot through breeding, but not tutors. Bayonet is the last Pokemon Ash ever scanned with a Pokedex. The only Duskull event is the Pokemon Center New York Monster Week 1, though this was a normal level 25 Duskull with no special moves or items. In Gen 4 only, Dusclops had a 5% chance to hold a Cassib Berry. The only way to get Tropius in Gen 4 was from Platinum or the Pokewalker. Chimecho is the last Pokemon in the Gen 3 index numbers, which means Chimecho is the last Pokemon to be coded in. Absol was the last correct choice in Pokemon Trainer's Choice. From Pasta la Vista, with the question being, who doesn't evolve? Why Not's Japanese name, Sonano, means really or is that so? Which pairs with Wobbuffet's name meaning, that's the way it is. So they end up saying to each other, that's the way it is. Really? Snorunt is the very first mono ice type introduced. Ash's Glalie is the only ice type he's ever caught. And oddly, they haven't been seen battling at all outside of Hoenn, despite being teased prior to the Sinnoh League. Pokemon's YouTube referenced the It's Spherical meme with Spheal. The meme, of course, being a reference to the anime Drake and Josh. The only time Celio has Skull Bash is in EX Hidden Legends in the TCG. Thanks to their Thick Fat ability, Walrein can 8 times resist ice. This makes Walrein one of few Pokemon to have a natural 8 times resistance. Clamperl is the only Pokemon with 2 different trade evolution items. In Pokemon Rangers, Shadow of Almia, Huntail is a Dark Assist Pokemon, despite not being Dark type. Similarly, Gorbis is a Psychic Assist, despite not being Psychic type. Relicanth is the only Rock type in the Water 2 Egg group. Through the fantastic coding of Scarlet and Violet, Luvdisc wasn't originally programmed to have Egg moves. This would later be fixed in version 2.0.1. Those Egg moves being Aqua Jet, Entrainment, Splash, and Supersonic. Thank Arceus, I can finally teach my Luvdisc Splash. Bagon has scrapped gender differences from Gen 4, where the females weren't seemingly as big-brained as the males. From Gens 4 to 7, Shogun had Iron Defense as a tutor move. Their evolution Salamence, however, did not. Speaking of Salamence, until Gen 5 they had orange wings instead of red. It is impossible to catch a Beldum in Sun and Moon with a heavy ball, all due to a glitch with how calculated weight into its catch rate. In Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, Metang's regional dex number is 191. This is also their dex number in the Fjord region of Pokemon Rangers. Because of Metagross's weight, even if they have the lightweight ability, they'll still receive the same damage from Grass Knot and Low Kick. In Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, there was a Regirock doll for secret bases. Unfortunately, it's exclusive to a Japan-only e-reader card. Regiice's stats are nearly identical to Regirock's, just with the offensive and defensive stats swapped. Registeel has a censored sprite from Diamond and Pearl, where it originally looked like Registeel was doing a particular greeting. Latias' ability to take human form is more consistent than you'd think, not just in movie 5 as Bianca, but also in the manga as a Dragon Maid. The reason Latias and Latios are Dragon Psychic was to show their strength. Bonus fact, the Eon duo are also completely weak to the Hoenn Elite Four. If you surf with Kyogre and Oras, dive trainers will not challenge you. In Battle Revolution, there are trainers who wear a Groudon costume. These trainers even have a chance of wearing a shiny Groudon costume. When Rayquaza was introduced, they only had a catch rate of 3. This would be changed in Oras to 45, but Scarlet and Violet changed it back. In Rescue Team, Jirachi can deny a wish if you already have every camp. Deoxys may be the first Pokemon to go from mythical to legendary, since Deoxys was made catchable without an event in Oras, and Deoxys is with other legends in the 1000 Pokemon celebration video. And there you have it, folks. One fact about every Hoenn Pokemon. How many of these did you know already? Which of these facts was your favorite? What do you think about that Jumbo Gardevoir plush? Let me know in the comments below. And become a member if you're interested. It's only $2 a month. Have a nice day, you wonderful people.
There it is, Little Root Town up ahead.